So how's everybody's day going?
Going good, going good.
Oh, that's a good way to start off with the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
mine is ending. I mean, you know, remember I'm 5 hours ahead of you guys.
Yeah.
If anything, start with an introduction.
Yeah, we, yeah, okay. Alright, who wants to introduce themselves first?
Go ahead, Izaac. Go ahead.
Oh, you're too kind.
I know.
So, I'm Izaac. That's about it.
Good job.
Wow. Wow.
You got any social medias you want to plug real quick? That will also be linked in the description.
I mean, I do, but I just don't know them off the top of my head.
Oh, social media. Oh, you're gonna let me plug that kind of stuff. Oh,
Yeah. It says it on the whiteboard. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I don't really post on social media, so it's probably
I mean-
not the problem there.
I mean, no matter what, we can always just, add it to the description.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Sure.
goes right away.
Okay.
very much so.
Howdy.
Well, I guess I'll go next. Well, I'm McShadow or Mckean, depending on what I'm playing. I'm the owner of SAFR. I also have a YouTube channel that I am working on recently. And then we have our community Instagram. That one is SAFR_roleplay community.
Which also
And then I got my
linked in the description.
and I got my channel one, which is McShadow 2002, which is on my which is also with my YouTube channel McShadow. And that's all linked there. Yeah.
Okay. Debs, you can go.
Yeah, I'm Debs. I'm SIF coordinator for SAFR. And I've been here 2 years now. Must
Something
be.
like that.
Yeah,
You're in
been
there.
2 years now. Yeah. So yeah, I've been here a while, and that's it really.
Any social medias you want to plug?
I have got a YouTube channel, Swiftyvixen, and it's also my Twitch channel as well. But I haven't been doing much on Twitch just recently. I have been posting on a few bits and bobs on my YouTube channel, so go check it out.
Link in description. Okay. Oh, and also Izaac is the what assistant
Assistant.
director. Yeah. That way. Yeah. Okay. How did all of us meet? I think that should go like to the people that like first met. So who first met each other here?
Me and Debs, technically.
Yeah. I met McShadow, aka Mckean, purely by accident, really. I was in another server. I won't mention names because I don't think it's fair. And we merged with SAFR. That person left, and I stayed. I stayed here ever since. So yeah, it was just a pure accident that with this merge that I actually met Mckean and we got on, and I've stayed there ever since. I left once and because of personal reasons and other stuff, but I came back again because I like the people that are in here. There's some great people, some great RP, and that's the reason why I stayed, because of the people and all the vehicles we have and everything. It's just I just like it, and that's why I'm here.
Hell yeah. Alright. Mckean, how'd you what was your impression of Debs when she first joined?
Oh, gosh, that was such a long time ago.
Be nice.
Wow.
Or not. I mean,
Trying to think. It's been such a long time, and there's been so many
I know.
people I've met, and I mean, I didn't really have what I remember at least is me and Debs got along pretty well. Obviously, she got pretty high up last when she initially joined, and then obviously she took a break for a while. But yeah, I mean, I had pretty good relations with her and stuff like that as friends and that kind of thing. Other than that, yeah, I mean, I don't really recall anything bad.
No.
Gotcha.
No, I've always been a good person. And there are times when Mckean sort of like, you know, asks me advice about someone or something, you know. So I'm always grateful. I always listen, and always will try and help people if I can on the server, in any way I can, because that's just the way I am.
Izaac, Izaac, how did you? So, I mean, wait, Mckean, Debs, and then what?
It's like the first day of school again.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
What keeps reminding me of?
He was a dead teacher.
Definitely does.
No, I'm saying like, I'm trying to say like, who went in order of meeting. That's what I was going off of.
Come on, did you not even read the topics that we're talking about?
Who, me? No, wait. I know the topics. I'm talking about like how did Izaac?
No, Izaac.
No. I'm more of asking Isaac. Did he even read
What?
everything?
Did
Exactly.
you not read the topics
Well,
today?
first off, I totally forgot we were doing this today because this was planned like 2 days ago, and I have the Discord on mute because I hate when I don't go into Discords all the time and get notifications. So
I hate to break it to you. It was planned like a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
well, yeah, a week and a half ago for me is like fucking like 3 months.
I mean, to be
Okay,
fair,
anyways.
we did just put in the topics like what 2 days ago. So I mean,
Yeah, 2 days ago.
it was kind of a last minute situation. So I mean, yeah. But yeah, how did Izaac and all y'all three, I guess, eventually meet?
Well, when Valdez and I were looking for another Fivem server to role play in, Valdez found Mckean's channel on YouTube, got the link, joined. We applied for SAFR, then we applied for a couple other Fivem servers, and Sandra's or SAFR replied first, so we went with them, and that's kind of how we all met.
Gotcha.
I mean, I was only a probationary firefighter for a little bit, and I kind of worked the way through the fire ranks, and then planned on not becoming staff, and then it turned into a point of might as well apply for staff, see what happens, and then next thing you know, went from trial staff to assistant director.
Gotcha.
Mm.
And
Winju.
Mckean, what was your impression on Izaac?
I had pretty good impression of Isaac and Valdez, for that fact. I mean, I got along with them pretty well.
we
That's
should've
been a
brought-
while too. That's been almost a year now. Oh gosh.
We should have brought
Making me
Valdez
feel
in here.
old.
Yeah, we need to get Valdez in the next one.
Yes, I agree. Valdez is a pretty cool
Um,
dude just to talk to. Like we were in that chill room the other night. That was
Yeah.
that was.
That means we're gonna have to do it on the weekends because he's working during the week.
That's fine. I can
Yeah.
do that. I can do it.
Yeah, we can do it
Gotcha.
on weekends. Not a props.
Yeah, loser.
Yeah. So I'm
I had
Mckean
pretty
is
good.
free.
It's pretty good relations. Yeah. I didn't really have any problems with them. Same kind of thing with Debs. I didn't really have any problems with them. That's So that's kind of how that works. It's kind of hard for me to answer these because it's not like how did I meet Isaac. It's more of how Isaac, like you guys met me because you guys joined. Like
If anything, I did such a good job impressing people. It got pushed through the ranks, and I kept skipping ranks.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Hey man, here you go.
Yeah.
Not because I was the best for the job, it's because they couldn't stand the person doing the job that they wanted the job to be done.
Yeah, with mine it was like I was civ director before I took a break, and basically there was no one else really. I suppose qualified for the job. It's not a way. There was no one else doing it, and I've grown up. I've done a lot of RP on different things, different servers, 5M servers, and Arma 3. So I've RP for quite a long time. So I know what it's about. I'm not not a newbie. So it was sort of like, do you want the civ director's job because there's no one else to do it, and you're a good fit for it. And I went, yeah, okay, no problem. I'll do it, and I took it on. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, it's sometimes, you climb the ranks and you find out things about yourself as well. About doing things that you've never done before, like fucking up the. Sorry, swore. I knew somebody would swear, and it'd be me. Mucking up the.
I'm glad it wasn't me.
Mucking up.
Put money on it.
Hey, you said it again.
Mucking up the rosters and making a total pigs of them. Didn't say Mckean.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I learned the hard way. I learned that. That's something I had to learn about. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it. It was good fun. And hopefully I'll get back up there again one day.
If you choose.
I choose.
If anything, I got
Pokemon.
fire commissioner because the old fire commissioner resigned.
Okay,
That's
that's
all
true.
they requested me. And it was the best day of Anthony and McKean's day because they could put it someone that they actually.
I'm not even gonna bring into that, but yeah, that was a good day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Should get Anthony on here as well. That'll be a laugh a minute.
Yeah, that would definitely be another one.
Oh yeah, definitely get Anthony on here. Oh god.
I mean, well, personally, we could bring on special guests. There's a role to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah. Why
so
not? Yeah.
We could do that. Contact them, see if they want to come hang on the podcast. But I guess it's my turn on how I mentioned.
Oh. Oh.
Gosh darn dogs.
It was good for 2 minutes. No, I'm playing. So I joined. The 21st of February.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're pretty new.
Yeah, I'm a newbie. Sorry. So I did 21st of February as a Civ. Been here for 2 months? 2 months?
Something like that.
Yeah, 2 months. Yeah, and kind of climbed my ranks and I was Civ, and then I got moved over to fire department as a reserve, and then I ended up transferring. Kind of climbed my ranks a little bit, just like everybody else, and now I'm a paramedic in charge and enjoying myself there. And now I'm a Civ reserve because I still enjoy that. And what was y'all's thoughts like when I joined, or like on me? Yeah, I don't know.
So this is my thing. Is you keep asking me the same question.
I just want to know. Was I like?
It's kind of the
annoying,
same
or...
across, because when I have good relations with somebody, I don't really have. It's kind of a weird backwards end thing, but I don't have good memory of it because it wasn't something like. Because with most bad people, you're like, Pearson irritated the hell out of me or whatever. I can say hell, right? Yeah, I can say hell.
Yeah, you can say whatever. Quick disclaimer: I don't care if y'all cuss because honestly, my channel is full of it, so I don't. It don't matter.
But like that kind of thing as well is like it's kind of iffy for me because it's like for some reason I don't remember like when I don't have a problem with anybody or I haven't had any bad situations with somebody, like it's not something to remember like that just sits in my memory that like almost irritates me for a period of time. So it's like I don't really have good memory of like when you guys joined because I didn't have any bad situations with you guys.
Yeah, but we have had some bad people. Well, not bad people, but we've had some dodgy people in. Interesting characters. Yeah, we have definitely had some interesting characters in.
110%, I can agree with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I mean, if people obviously might not know at home, but obviously we have a structure here I'm head of Civ, so my Civ department is probationary Civ. Oh, excuse me, probationary civilian, then Civ 1, Civ 2, Civ 3, and so on and so forth. So we have like a structure. So when you come in, like Diego did, you start at the bottom, but it doesn't take you long to work your way up. We we look at people who obviously are on the server a lot, good RP, and we do get that good RP from people. And we've had a great one tonight with an RTA with a truck, which was quite interesting.
Oh, what? Wait,
so
what?
you missed that?
Yeah, I did.
Diego?
Yeah, I missed it.
Oh, right. Our truck went off and jackknifed by U-Tool.
Of course.
And he jammed it right up the banking as well.
I missed that call as well.
Yeah, me and Isaac were like, we're scratching our heads going, how the freak are we going to get this off here? But luckily we got it off. But yeah, so there's a lot of good RP. So obviously, you know, we look at that, and obviously a big main one, I guess, is the way people communicate with each other and people's attitude to each other. Obviously, we don't want people, you know, having to go at each other and arguing with each other, and you know, so you know, we try and keep it to RP only during RP, you know, when we're on the server and everything. That's just to say we don't have a laugh. I mean, you know, we have some good laughs and jokes and stuff as we go along. I mean, you know, usually I'm the butt end of it, but hey, I don't mind. I've got broad shoulders. So yeah, so there is like a structuring system on the different departments. So yeah.
Talking about some special characters they have gotten. If you would like to say, what was one of the worst people you probably had come into SAFR?
I'm not gonna name names on
Oh
this.
no, you don't have to name names, but like actions as well.
I have a few.
Put you on the spot there, Mckean.
One was definitely one that recently got banned. Which I think you three know, which is just my gosh, just I'm not even gonna get into that one because I don't know. Yeah.
Ironically, it seems like all the problems that we kept having have gone away.
Very much.
Yeah.
It seems like all the problems we have between police and SIF have gone away because it seems like both of them are kind of rivals, and it kind of brought the fire department into it because then here, the method kind of going within the fire department didn't really matter.
Yeah.
Well,
didn't really matter who you were.
Yeah. I mean, we try to, we try to be as a community, sort of like help each other. You know, we you know, if a lot of time, if I'm doing my towing, I do tow truck. That's my department. One of my departments, anyway. One of my characters. I've just actually killed one character off. Funeral's going to be tomorrow, so that'll be sad. One of my characters is a tow lady, and I'll spend time talking to the police, and I'll have time talking to Isaac at the fire station with the other guys, including Diego, and having a laugh and a joke with them, you know, and that's what it's about. You know, we try and, as a community, to install, we are going to RP, but we'll have a bit of fun with it as well, you know what I mean? And not be serious. Obviously, we're a serious RP server, but it's nice to have a bit of a laugh and a joke and a bit of fun as well while you're doing it. It you know, it brightens the RP up. It makes it more fun to do it. Well, I think it does.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
You know, because it was so stale if we're all dead serious and like, you know, you've got to do this, you've got to do that.
Asses or something, you know.
Yeah, that stigma of having to stick up your ass. And no, if that happened, I'm sorry, Mckean, but I'd leave because that's not what it's about. You know, I enjoy coming here and staying at SAFR because I like the people that are in here. We can have a good laugh. Yeah, we have a few differences, but you know, everybody's gonna. You're gonna have that whatever you find in life. We have a few differences, but we have a laugh and a joke while we're RPing, and it's good fun. And you know, some of it's light-hearted banter, and you know, I got no problem with that. I enjoyed that actually. I enjoyed the banter. It's good fun. So yeah, definitely one thing that it goes is a plus for SAFR.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Okay, so
how long?
Yeah, how long have we all been involved in RP? Like, this could be any type of like friend RP, community, council.
Too long.
Yeah,
I'll say about started kind of in flashing the lights late May. I'm trying to get the months down. About last day in May of 2019, and flashing the lights is kind of when I kind of started.
Wow.
I'm going on 8 or 9 years now. I can't remember.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, so you were
I'm-
LC.
I've lost track. It's 8 or 9 years now.
Oh no, I'm thinking LCRP. Oh god. No, you were on LLC. What's it? Liberty City RP. Was anyone involved with that? Like playing on Liberty City? Like GTA.
Oh, I never
4
went to
RP?
GTA. I never did GTA 4. I did
Oh,
like
okay.
for a brief moment, but I never really got into it.
No.
Yeah, I did.
I
I did
used to watch
that.
videos like you did, but
Gotcha.
Yeah, but
I
there
was
is
in
actually.
Gmod.
Yeah, there is
I
actually.
started off flashing the lights, and then went over to Fivem shortly in like September because the flashing lights owner and I decided we're gonna do Fivem, and it's kind of went and started piggybacking off other people's servers, then shortly returning back, and then after got the boot second time, then that's how SAFR became a thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's also where I met Marcus in flashing lights as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there is actually a couple of GTA 4 mods in 5M now. Have you seen?
Oh yeah. The whole Liberty City.
Yeah,
thing.
Liberty City. Yeah, yeah. I've actually played on one, and I only went just to see what it was like, and it wasn't too bad actually. It wasn't too bad of it. It's hard to remember all the streets after being away for so long.
Yeah.
You know, like you get to know Los Santos, you get to know Sandy Shores, you get to know Grapeseed, and you get to know all where everything is, and then you go back to GTA 4 and you go, oh shit. What street's this? Yeah, what's this street? I don't remember this.
You know what the worst thing is that I do, and I don't know why I do this so much, but I'll go to like talk about LA or something like that, and I'll say LS.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've
So
done
like
that so
I've
many
done that
times.
so much where I'll go to talk about. I don't know why I'll be talking about LA, but I'll go and say Los Angeles, and I'll say Los Santos, or like FIB and FBI. Oh my god, I've mixed those up so many
I've
times.
so
mixed
used to
up
playing it.
CHP and SAHP so many times. It's so bad.
Yeah, because you're so used to playing GTA 5 now because it's obviously it's for those who don't know, it's based on Los Angeles, and it's like you automatically think Los Santos. Oh no, shit, no, it hasn't. It's not. It's Los Angeles,
Yeah.
But my RP started not quite as long ago as McShadow, Mckean.
You can call me Shadow, or you can call me Shadow. I don't care.
Yeah.
I used to be called
Mckean.
Shadow by like everybody.
Yeah. It doesn't go back as far as Mckean. The gaming does. I started years and years ago on the old
64.
On the old oops, sorry. Forgive my swearing. It's just natural for me. It's just awful.
It's all right. But
Yeah.
don't worry.
On the old Spectrums, Spectrum ZX and all that sort of malarkey. So that shows how old, back in the 80s, playing on the old Spectrum, then the Commodore 64.
I was just about to say that. You probably haven't been gaming as long as I have, but then you say that.
Yeah.
Nintendo
back in the-
64. Hell yeah.
I was about to say because I've been playing games a lot longer. I used to play Rust.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
play,
But my role play didn't start till a little bit later. I accidentally bounced into it because a friend of mine was in an Arma 3 server. What's the name of the island? Oh god, I can't remember the name of the island.
Altus.
No, it was actually purpose built. It was a purpose built one.
Oh.
We had it built by this designer who built it, and he put hospitals. He put I don't know if I dare say this in case I'm advertising McDonald's and things, things like that in it,
Gotcha.
and a bank, and you could do jobs like mining and stuff like that, and there was.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah, it was really cracking, and I started there with a friend of mine, and I met loads of nice people in there. It was great fun, I do miss some of the guys. I do keep in touch with Glenn. That's not his real name, but that's his character name, Glenn Gustavo. He was a character. Oh God, he was funny. And yeah, I do keep in touch with a couple of them, but a load of them have just disappeared. I don't know where they are now. And I started doing that, and then I stumbled upon Fivem after I bought GTA and played it for a while and got bored with it because there's only so much with GTA 5, even the multiplayer that you can do. It's not like 5M where Mckean can add things like scripts and cars and open things up and buildings up and stuff like that.
You have to wait for the update to come out.
Yeah.
You have to wait for the update to come out or whatever they're updating, and then you get burnt out of it within a month, and you're back in the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And I got peed off for that. I really did. I got bored with it. It was just so boring. It was nothing fresh there at all. So when 5M came around, it was like a breath of fresh air. Yeah, it was a bit dodgy at first, but you expect that. It's quite steady at the moment.
It still has a lot of bugs sometimes.
It's still got a few bugs in it, but not as many bugs as it had when it first started out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot more. It's getting more steady and less buggy, which is good. And we had a lot of fun, and I've sort of stumbled upon that. Went a few servers, and just bounced around for a while until obviously I met this guy, went on his server, then obviously to SAFR. So yeah, it was a bit of a weird way that I sort of come across 5M really. It was just by accident. It was just one of those things. But I'm glad in a way, because like I say, the normal GTA 5 is just we used to play races with a American friend of mine, him and his wife, and he'd build these tracks, and honestly, some of them were absolutely crazy tracks he'd built. We'd have races and stuff, which was all right, but you get bored of it. I was getting bored, and I wanted something fresh and something new. And 5M came along, and I've been there ever since.
Yeah.
I've always known about 5M because of Polkit and Jeff and Bugs. I always watch them all the time. I always know what 5M was. I just didn't really have the technology to do it because we'd always have just regular laptops, no like gaming laptops or gaming computers.
Mm.
I have a question for everybody.
And even when I got my first gaming laptop, I still didn't get 5M until probably a couple of years into my gaming laptop. If anything, I got my gaming laptop just for more simulation games.
Yeah. So so am I the only person that when you first seen Bugs, Polecat, and all them on role playing, so I'm the only one that thought it was just something that you could just look up on the internet and then hop on and play type shit?
Yeah,
because
about
right. I used to get on PS4 and then go to browser and try and join 5M servers.
Yeah, try and find it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would do for the longest time. But and then
Yeah. I used to watch Polecat and Jeff Arviano, and I still do. I don't follow Polecat as much.
No.
I've sort of moved away from it, but I still I still watch Jeff and Damn It Dave and all the other ones because they just make me laugh so much.
Yeah.
They just when they do the police stuff, when it's just them lot together, it just makes me laugh so much. I just laugh out loud at them because it's so funny. So I still follow them, and I think that's another way that I've sort of looked at 5M and went, "Ooh, I'd like to get hold of this."
Yeah.
And as of right now, there's a lot of big streamers that never played 5M before going on these big servers that you can kind of do whatever you want on.
Yeah, that bugs me.
It bugs me too, to a certain extent, because they're playing on these big servers that kind of don't really give a crap about roleplay purposes.
Yeah, Yeah, I've been on a few like that. In fact, you know, Nat, I wouldn't need to get Nat on because she's a good laugh. Nat was on one with me, and she actually got booted off for something she didn't even do, which is actually pathetic. And it started off really, really good. You know, we had a good thing going, and everybody was great. Everybody was dead friendly. I'm a very nervous person. I don't know if anybody know. You won't know this probably, but I'm a very nervous person when I go into a new place, like a new server.
Oh, I feel you, Debs. That's how I am.
And I'm really nervous because I am, I guess, and I'm just a bit worried about, you know, people thinking who the hell are you, you know, and that sort of thing. So yeah, I am very nervous when I go into, and the people in there at first was super friendly. They like, you know, just opened their arms to me and said, hey, you know, and some really amazing characters. Then it just started getting really salty, and I don't like that. That sort of like put me off a little bit from going in. I didn't go in as much because it was just getting too salty, and you know, people just going around shooting people and killing people, and it's like, I don't like servers like that. It's like, if you want to play Wild West, go and play bloody
Red
what's
Dead.
it called? Yeah, go and play Red Dead or something. You know,
Yeah.
don't be bloody doing it on the server. You know, that to me is not. That's not RP. That's just being a dick.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know. And I've been on a couple of servers like that. That people are just total knobheads, and it just winds me up. I can't be doing it. I do go in one now and again. That's obviously confession time. Sometimes where you don't see me because I go in another one called PMA, which is Positive Mental Attitude, which is a really good server, and it's full every night. It's really hard to get in, but that's getting the same, and they're trying to kick the people out that are being salty and they're being absolute idiots. They can't find them because there's 175 server, so you can imagine trying to find 2 people, 3 people, and you'll have 175 people on the server, plus the other 1,000 that actually want to get on the server.
Yeah.
You know, that actually joined the actual Discord and that. So you know, they do find it difficult to sort of like find these people, but it's just getting a little bit. I went in the other night, and as soon as I got in, I got shot by someone because I won't put my hands up and give me money. Well, I had no money on me anyway. And then next minute, this guy flies in with a helicopter, puts a hood over my head, takes me hostage, you know, and then takes my phone off me and leaves me baseball bat. You know, it's just like, if you're gonna do that shit, go somewhere else. Go to
First, that reminds me of my 3rd day as probationary verifier. Got shot and got told to revive so I can get kidnapped by freaking Chase.
Yeah, but that's not RP though. To me, that's not RP. That's just being an absolute idiot.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to do that, find a server that doesn't mind you doing that. That leaves the people that want to RP, like myself and all the other people, including in SAFR, that want to RP. You know, let us RP. Don't be an idiot. If you want to be an idiot, go on another server and do it. Don't do it on ours.
Yeah.
Well, that's my thing as well with with running my stuff is SAFR is meant to be a serious role play and that kind of stuff, and meant to be that place where people can kind of try and get the best realistic experience they can, kind of thing,
100%.
and get that kind of thing out of it.
Yeah.
Why?
I think I've been in roleplay for, I want to say like four or 5 years now. I mean, I kind of was in roleplay heavily when GTA first started, in a way, because how advanced GTA 5 was, but I didn't really get like extremely into it until a couple years ago. But So a lot of different servers, bigger servers, smaller servers, and it's always been like the same process every single time. It's like you get in, you do your like probationary shit, and then you get higher up, and then eventually you get to the point that it's like, okay, time to move on, because it's always the same pattern every single time. But when I found SAFR, it's kind of like, okay, a little bit different, you know. It's always like a different. Every day is different, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not same shit every single day, 1080 shootout, you know, people dying. Here, it's always like different types of scenes all the time, you know. That's why I enjoy it here a lot.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, actually, Diego. And okay, we are struggling a little bit with civs at the moment, but we are recruiting.
Well, yeah, it's not even just civs, though. It's just members.
Yeah, but we are recruiting at the moment, but... You know, the people we do have on here are really good serious RPers, you know, and that's good to see, and that's excuse me, that's another reason, like I said, I stayed here because of the people in here, because we all are serious about our RP. You know, we don't want people going around being a total idiot, and obviously being head of civs, I do put this across to people. The civilians that you know, I have, you know, don't. Yeah, you do something. Do, you know, if you want to do priorities and stuff like that, but just sort of like spread them out a bit. You know, just give the police a chance to sort of, you know, get something else done or get the paperwork done or whatever. Just, you know, spread it out a little bit and sort of go and do something interesting instead, you know. I don't know, go and take a truck out and roam around the you know, around the roads and get stopped, you know, or something like that. So yeah, it's
I have something interesting like planned. That's why I want to get Grapeseed as an AOP like badly.
Yeah.
I have a beautiful scene ready to go.
Yeah.
I just can't wait for it. But personally, I've been gaming for like, I want to say all my life, like gaming in general. I started on the Nintendo 64, which I loved 007 shit. If y'all remember that on Nintendo 64, running around with the little pistol doing those missions, that shit was dope. Then I moved to like Super Smash Bros. I loved that game. With the
Mario Brothers.
Hell yeah. And then I moved on to like the Wii, and then I moved to PlayStation 2, and it just kept going up from there. I haven't been like updated with like, for example, like the PS5 and shit like that. I haven't been all like that, but I try and go best as possible. So like went PS3, PS4. I don't have any intentions of getting the PS5 because what I've heard, it's basically the same shit as the PS4. So I mean. I don't
I was a bit like you. I had the PS1 and then PS2 and PS3, or PS3 I think. I didn't go any further than that because I found computers, and to be honest, I prefer a computer than a console, you know. And a lot of people not console people and go, oh, you're a console, you're not a proper gamer. No, it's not like that. It's just whatever you prefer. You know, if you prefer to play on console, then, you know, that's your bag, that's your thing, then fine. I just prefer to play on a PC. I've got lucky that I've got a pretty decent setup, you know, thanks to a friend of mine who's pretty good with computers. He's done it all up for me and everything. So I'd rather go on a PC than on a console. Just one of those things. But I started off.
I don't know how people play on consoles, honestly.
I've started out on console. I started out playing stuff on the Nintendo 64, then got a Wii for Christmas.
Well, it's not about just like playing, but it's more of like first-person shooters. Like, I don't get how people shoot the way they do in like Call of Duty and all those games and that kind of stuff. I just couldn't do it. I need the mouse accuracy of like being have like fine point accuracy versus that. I cannot do.
I never got into shooting games. The only shooting game air quotes in there is probably about GTA. That's about the only kind of shooting game I
never
really.
played Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I've played Call of Duty before, but I just never really got into it. Never got into Fortnite. If anything, the only games I usually, the only thing I've played on console is just GTA Online, but that was just with my brother and my friends.
GTA Online. That's a different though. I'm talking about like first person, like heavy, like active.
No, I've always been into simulation and sports games. So usually my desktop is filled with a bunch of simulation games that have non-shooting things.
Yeah.
And then on my PlayStation 4 it's been basically just sports games.
Yeah.
Which I used to have an Xbox, which I still have, but I never use. But my sister uses it for Just Dance. I used to play all my sports games on there. Then I wanted one specific game that they did not make for Xbox until this year.
Oh wow!
So for the last 5 years, I've been playing PlayStation just for the one specific game.
Oh wow! Wait, so Mckean, you don't like first-person shooters at all on console?
Well, no, that's not what I'm saying. I just don't like it on my console.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, imagine playing something like Red Redemption 2 on a console.
Yeah, I just don't like it on my console. I'll play Squad on like I think one of my favorite first-person shooters is probably Squad, honestly.
Or Phasmophobia on a PlayStation.
That's another game
Xbox.
that we gotta play that this week.
Yeah, but imagine trying to do that on like a PlayStation or an Xbox.
Not my-
I don't think I'd be able to handle that. I don't know.
No, I don't think the Xbox or PlayStation would be able to handle it because it's not a heavy game, but it's I don't think it'd be worked right. I don't think the graphics would look right.
Yeah.
See, that's another thing as well. It's graphics.
Yeah.
Let's talk about graphics. Graphics cards have come such a long way forward from the original graphics cards. We're now up to 3080s, are we now, I think?
Well, 90s.
3090s.
90,
Yeah.
20, I think.
So, NVIDIA, and the birth of NVIDIA, our graphic cards, I'm lucky I've got a 2080. So I'm lucky I've got quite a good graphics card.
Wish I had that.
Yeah. Well, if I upgrade it, I'll send you this one. You can have it. But yeah, our graphics cards have come such a long way from from the beginnings, and that has helped so much, I think, as well with the concept of games, especially like GTA, Fivem, Red Redemption, Phasmophobia. It just makes the game so more immersible. You can see a lot more of the game, unfolding with these decent graphics than you could have done probably 10, 12 years ago, or maybe more. When you started out with the 3080s or whatever they were, I can't remember. A long time ago, the old PC ones, first one.
I have a 1060 right now, which I'm sad about.
Yeah, well, 1060s are all right.
Yeah, they're good, but I want a 3060.
Yeah. Well, if I swap, I'll send it you.
I have no clue what my graphics card is. I'm just not into I don't know computers like that at all. So I have no clue what my shit is. I do not know it at all.
Well, basically, it's basically the higher it's. I think Mckean will probably be able to explain it better than I can.
Basically, the higher the number, the better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah.
That's at least with and anyone that's watching this, you're probably gonna hate me because I don't know probably as much as some of you do, but basically, the higher the number, the better. At least when it comes to Nvidia, as far as I'm.
Gotcha.
AMD, I'm not entirely sure.
No, I'm not sure about
I don't know
AMD.
how that works. I'm guessing it's probably the same fashion, but I'm more focused on Nvidia.
Probably. But I've always had Nvidia, and I found Nvidia no problem. Their updates now, the timing of their updates is poor sometimes, and it just you're in the middle of something and it goes, "Oh, you've got an Nvidia update." Oh, for God's sake, not again. And that will affect sometimes your gaming. I've got a couple of games that keep going, "Oh, hang on, is your graphics up to date? Do you want me to check your graphics up to date? No, I'll do it myself, thank you. You know, but I've had no problems with NVIDIA. I've enjoyed having NVIDIA in my system. I've had no problem whatsoever.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know anything about computers at all, really. All I know is I do need to update my GPU, is what I was told, because my CPU is running at like 50-30 capacity, and then my GPU is running at 100, which is very bad, I guess. So.
Ouch. Yes, you need to get that sorted out.
The struggles of buying a pre-built. Yep. Okay. Yeah.
If anything, my gaming computer took a poop, and then I kind of waited on it, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna. So I bought myself a nice thing, pre-built one from Best Buy, and it's been working pretty good ever since.
But
there you go. There you go.
Yeah, no, like I need a second monitor to make it look cool, so got a second monitor.
Well, yeah, I've got 2 monitors.
I couldn't figure out the life of me to hook it up, and I took one thing from Best Buy. Because, I'm not going to upgrade my thing to fit 2 monitors. And then she's like, oh, why don't you get this cord? I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, she's like, why don't you get that cord and not spend all that money to get a new computer? I was like, oh, okay.
So I was told sort of the same thing at Best Buy. Because I was like, okay, I want to hook up my monitor to my PC, and then I also want to run a monitor to my PC as well, but also run it to my PS4. And I had to buy 3 separate things just to connect all that together, which is the most annoying
the male and
thing.
female leads.
Yeah, them. Yeah.
Plus
the little device that you can click the button and it'll swap it to the whatever HDMI it's plugged into. It's fucking weird. Took me like a whole 2 days to figure out how to fucking connect it all, but figured it out.
I've got, like I said, I'm lucky. I've got 2 screens. Obviously, I use one for gaming, and the other one's usually for if I'm streaming or recording for that. So I put me. Oh God! I tell you what, my Streamlabs on the other side, so it like sits there and I can see what I'm recording and everything.
Yeah.
I did spend quite a bit of money. I was lucky. I was less than money, so I spent £1,000, which is probably about $1,300 in your money on a system upgrade, and I've really enjoyed it. I've had no problems with it. It's running smoothly, and makes gaming with NVIDIA so much nicer and smoother. And the immersion and everything is so much. You can tell the difference from the old graphics cards to the new one. So.
Okay.
That's one thing that I've been working on. Is I've been doing some research on ways to improve recording quality, and one of them's like having an external machine.
Oh yeah,
recording. While you do everything else. So your main computer just focused on the game.
Yeah, so I was told like by multiple people that the best way to like stream record. Oh, Mckean left. The best way to stream.
Whoops! Welcome back.
Well, welcome in here. But the best way to like stream, record, and also game at the same time is to have like a second computer for the gaming and streaming, and then connect it to your main PC that has just the gaming, which. I don't. That's just. I spent $1,200 on this PC, and if I was to have to spend $1,200 for another PC just to do half the shit I'm doing with this one, I'd lose my mind.
I know a few people that do that have 2 computers, one for the gaming and one for doing the streaming and editing and all that sort of stuff. So
what I'll probably do. Yeah, what I'll probably do is when I upgrade my graphics card, that's probably when I'll keep my 1060 just as a recording graphics card.
Yeah, that'll work fine.
Do a second setup.
Yeah, 1060 doing recording would work fine. It worked no problem.
I've heard you don't need to get too complicated with it. You just need a small little machine. You could put it in a small, like one of the little cube cases or whatever. I'm pretty sure.
Cube cases.
That just has enough room. Yeah, it's called like I can't remember.
Yeah,
What
it's called a
called.
You
cube.
said
Yeah.
cube cases. I thought of a fucking microwave. I don't know why.
No, there's cube cases out.
Yeah, basically, it literally has enough room for literally like a motherboard, a CPU, and like a power supply. Like it
Yeah.
Is
doesn't
it-
leave room for storage or anything like that. Like,
Is it just? Is
and
it
you can put like one
considered-
SSD in it. But
Yeah.
that's like it.
Is
It's
Yeah,
it
meant
but
for
you-
literally like a
PCs
motherboard
then?
and a power supply.
Yeah. But if you put a 2 terabyte SSD in there, you've got plenty of room to do your editing and your recording and everything in one hit.
Yeah, basically, it's meant to be like this little computer that you have off on the side that doesn't have any of your like where you have like a disk drive. Like who has disk drives anyways anymore? And any of that kind of stuff, and any like hard drive spaces or anything like that. It's meant to simply have a power supply and a small, usually a smaller motherboard than usual, but enough to run a gaming. It's usually like a small gaming motherboard, and then usually I think has room for like an SSD or two
Yeah.
that
Usually
just
about
holds the
one or-
recording. That just holds the recording or the stream, depending on what you're doing.
I kind of want to see what it looks like. Hold on, I'm gonna look up what it looks like.
Just look like exterior streaming computers.
Yeah.
Nope, that's the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah. It'll come up with a cube shaped box.
Okay. But
And
while I'm looking up that, so next question or next topic. Oh, we can skip actually the next one. We kind of already answered that.
How did we get into the gaming? Yeah.
I think we
So
already
have
answered
them.
that one too. Anyone got any funny RP or IRL stories that we would like to tell?
RP stories.
Yeah. Or
Going back to it's not really this is not 5M. This is not 5M story. This is Arma 3 server one when we were at this island, and like I say, I know this guy, and he portrayed this gangster character or bit of a rough boy character, and he had this young lady who was from New York, funny enough. She's an American lady, and she was like his wife, sort of thing. And it was just such a weird combination. It really was. You know, he was a guy from Yorkshire in England, and she was like from New York. But you'd think, what a weird combination that is, you know. And they just played off each other so well. And one scene was, I said to the guy, I went, look, I want an office to do like what was the role playing? I was like a marriage guidance counsellor. So he went, yeah, okay, you can have that office there. So I went, right, okay, fine. So I said, can I have a chair? He went, go get a chair out of the bloody bank. Don't be so lazy, go bloody pinch one. So I ran across the thingy, pinched his chair. Then I went, can I have a table? And he went, well, I won't tell you what he said. It was a very profound swear word. He went, Jesus, he says, you don't want much, do you? So him and this woman sat in my office. It was just an RP of these two arguing like they were a proper husband and wife, and I just sat there and I'm like, oh my god, this is such comedy gold. It was so good, it was so funny, and it was just absolutely brilliant RP. And that's sort of like what you like to see. If you go on my YouTube channel, it is actually on there. It's actually on my YouTube. It's one of my videos that's on there. So go check it out. It is so funny. I think it's on the Funny Bits one. I did one called Arma 3 RP Funny Bits. If you go on check it out on Swiftyvixen YouTube, it is actually on there somewhere amidst all the other videos I've done. But yeah, Glenn, that was it. Glenn was so funny. And one day we're all just milling around because it was the server was about to restart. So we like call it a tsunami when it was going to restart. So we were waiting for the tsunami, and we were just waiting around and just talking and messing about. So Glenn goes into one of his speeches about health and safety, and oh my god, it was the funniest thing. I think that's on that video as well. His health and safety. He said, "The Health and Safety Act, 1980." I went, "Excuse me, Glenn." He went, "Stop interrupting me." I went, "Excuse me, it's the Health and Safety Act, 1974, actually." And he was just we just bounced off each other so much. And it was just so funny and so great RP. It was just everybody sort of like different characters, but we all sort of bounced off each other somewhere in like fun and it was just an amazing time. I do miss it. I really do. I do miss the guys. It was so good fun.
Yeah.
I got a good one. When did this happen? A week or two ago now?
RPI,
I was driving. I just left patrol. Left patrol.
Oh, dude.
And I left to... Where did I go? I went to go get something to
Went
eat.
to McDonald's to get an apple.
I went to go to McDonald's because I wanted an
Better?
apple.
Okay.
And
Oh, I thought you were getting it for your father.
Yeah.
No, well, yes, but and no, because I also got one.
Oh, okay.
And I left, and I was driving down the road, and I was in a 55 mile per hour zone. I was going about 50, 60-ish? Or 58, 60-ish.
Okay, let's see where this is going.
And I'm driving down the road, and this car comes flying up behind me, and I'm just thinking, and I'm like, oh, this guy's being a dick. I'm like, oh, I freaking hate people that drive like this. He's tailgating me and all this stuff, and I'm just like, who the hell is this? And I'm driving down the road, and I get to a passing zone, and this car comes, it starts passing, so it flies up next to me. All the words I see on the side of the car is my county sheriff's office. And I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, my heart dropped because I was just like, oh my god. I'm like, of course this is a cop. Well, at first, I guess I should also say is, after role playing for so many years, you recognize headlights a little bit, like you know what a Charger headlight looks like. You know what an Explorer headlight. Okay, so I'm looking at my rearview mirror. I'm like, that's a Charger headlight. And I could not for the life of me, and I was like, oh, this is probably a cop. This is probably a cop. And then he passed me, and I found out it was a cop. And I mean, this cop goes flying down the road, probably 70, 80.
Any lights, nothing.
Oh my god, no lights, no sirens, nothing. Just driving. Just cruising down the road at 70, 80 miles per hour on a 55. And he's just cruising, and I'm still driving. I'm like, I get on Discord, and I get joined back in the call. I'm like, oh my god, I almost got pulled over. I end up going down the road, continuing, catch back up with the cop somehow. Because he had gotten stuck behind somebody else, and this other person was like driving like 57 probably ish, and was driving down the road, and I'm like, oh, that cop is. yeah, basically that's a story that just recently happened.
But what he doesn't tell you, but what he doesn't tell you is he had to finish on the pants when he got home because he had that.
Definitely gave me a heart attack though.
Yeah.
Remember what you said, Debs, that you shouldn't be fucking going like over this.
Yeah. I was on Discord with the Mckean. I'm like, well, you shouldn't go bloody speeding, then you should.
Well,
Yeah, that says you're right.
It's weird because Debs and I are just sitting in a channel. We're just kind of minding our own business, kind of doing RP or whatever we're doing at the time, and then all we hear is you guys hear me? And we're like, what? And then we fucking just decide. And we hear about the story, we're like, oh my god.
Yeah, and I'm like, you should be speeding.
Another thing that's happening in like my area is the cops stopped giving a fuck. Is what it feels like, because they're never driving the speed limit. They're always going like 20 miles over it all the fucking time on the freeway, or going through the city, and they're always sticking through traffic, no lights, no sirens, nothing. I doubt they're going to fucking calls. It's like over the past year, cops just stopped giving a fuck.
That's kind of how it is in my county. My county is mostly rural. There's a lot of farmland and stuff. Obviously, the first thing when you think of New York, you're thinking of fucking buildings and crowded
fucking
people.
City.
Yeah, the first thing I think of is where I'm from. which is in the Buffalo area. But like north of Buffalo is more rural. There's a lot more farmland and stuff like that. They run a lot more SUVs and everything. So if anything, there's not really much. There's not really a lot that happens up here. But there was one time that there was like a car chase through like the town, city I live in, which there was like probably a good amount of like 10 sheriff department cars behind this one car before it crashed into a tree.
Ouch.
And it basically like took the whole city, and they I think they crashed out by the junior high I went to.
I can imagine him like, you ever seen the film The Goonies? That chunk, he's at the window going,
Oh, the one.
Sorry, Isaac.
No, it's all good. No, the one RP that I want to do, Valdez showed me this, is from one of the movies back in like the 90s with what's his name? Chris Farley. It's the one where they got pulled over and they went into a field. They got out of the car and they started screaming that there's a bunch of bees. There was like bees, and they started like stripping and started like just whacking around, and the cops apparently were like, okay, we don't want to go over there because there's bees, and one of them was allergic to bees, so they got back in their car and drove away.
So they got away with it?
Yeah, they did. I think they're just getting pulled over for like speeding or something stupid like that.
Oh, that's fucking smart though.
Yeah, it's clever.
Oh, there goes Mckean again.
Oh, McKean's hit the wrong button again.
Sorry, I am trying to do something.
Hit the wrong buttons.
Another like I have an RP story. I was in a server called Purple Heart Gaming, and before they switched to TeamSpeak, and that was before I got banned for a stupid reason. But the kind of the owner and some of the administration, they're like IRL cops, but they're university police. They're police officers for the University of Baylor, which is in Texas. And one of them would sit in their cop car, get on Discord, and just sit in the channel dispatch while we're all playing Fivem, and then he would dip if he had a call to go to for university driving.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, we'd hear the police radio in the background, and it was kind of cool but stupid at the same time.
Well, yeah. See,
I'm sorry.
I in the UK, a lot of people have no faith in our police force at the moment.
It's kind of 50-50 over here.
Yeah, it's, and I think a lot of it's to do with there's been a lot of cuts. They've cut our police force down a hell of a lot, and things are not getting. I think you can say things not getting done as properly or as quickly as it should be. We've got a lot of paedophile hunters over here, which a lot of people are up in arms. Don't want them. I've got nothing against paedophile hunters because, I think that is a horrible, horrible thing.
Is that the equivalent of a pedophile?
Sorry?
Pedophile, is that the equivalent of like pedophiles?
No.
Yeah. We
not-
call them pedophiles. You call them pedophiles. Yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
No, it's like tomato. It's pedophiles over in the UK, and it's pedophiles over here in the States.
Yeah. Well, we have a lot of pedophile hunters for you Americans, and they do a good job. I think they do a good job because they catch people and they get people arrested.
Wait, so what is
cops,
a pedophile hunter?
Sorry, go on.
What's a pedophile hunter? Like,
Basically, a pedophile hunter is someone who. A pedophile hunter is someone who will go on certain sites and pretend basically to be a 12, 13, 14-year-old girl or boy or whatever. And these pedophiles will talk to them, send them pictures, and disgusting chat and stuff like that. They'll arrange a meetup, and when they arrange a meetup, they'll talk to them, some of their, let's say, some of their ways of doing it could be improved. You know, some of it is not brilliant. You know, I've seen some people talk to someone who's a paedophile like a piece of shit, which, yes, okay, they're a paedophile, but they're still a human being at the end of the day, and they have rights.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like, if you're a cop, you know, you have rights. You know, as a person being spoken to or arrested or for whatever reason, you still have rights, and a right to be treated like a human being is one of those. You know, we all know that.
Yeah.
And you know, some of the ways they talk to people are a little bit, you know, a little bit over the top. But they talk to them to try and find out. They you know, they take the phone off them. They obviously will talk to them about the chat, and obviously a lot of them deny it. I mean, a few do sort of like admit it. You can tell because as soon as they say who they are, the face drops and they go white because they know they've been caught.
Yeah.
And then they will call the cops, and the police will turn up and take them away. And you know, a lot of times their evidence they use is used in court, and they are charged and sent to prison and put on a paedophile list. You know, they have to sign a sex offenders list and stuff like that. So I'm all for them. You know, I think they do. I mean, there's probably a lot of people listening to this now going, "Oh, no." But yeah, the cops, because we haven't got enough police, you know, to go around because of these cutbacks. There's certain things that, you know, you can't investigate everything.
Yeah.
You cannot, you know, you can't be a super cop and arrest everybody that's a baddie. You know, there are a few that go slip through the net. So by these people who do, you know, like you've got bounty hunters, haven't you, over in the US?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're a bit like the same, I suppose, but they go after people who, you know, don't pay the bounties, and you know, which is something the cops can't do because they probably haven't got time to do that because they've got other things to do. You know, you can't be in two places at once.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I totally agree with them. I really do. I think they're a good idea, but they need to be trained better. If anything, if you could get these people who are bounty hunters and go, right, okay, let's do this. We'll do a training course and maybe man management. You know, the way the people's rights, the way you talk to people, you know, that sort of thing. Then send them out to do what they're doing. Then probably. See, and also he sees another thing that people are up in arms about is that it goes onto Facebook and social media.
Yeah.
That's not a good idea, really. I don't think that's a good idea doing that, but you know, that's what they do. So, good luck to him. Oh, my phone's just gone boop, boop, for some reason. I don't know why. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
At least
Anyone else got any stories?
This police over here, kind of 50-50, depending on who you are and kind of how you feel about the situation.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reasons and a lot of political reasons too, which I won't get into, and
Yeah.
why you do support or don't support the police.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's for another podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. But I don't think I have any. I mean, okay, I could say one RP story, but yeah. So Rodney Jenkins, a character I run as Sif a lot. I there was a scene that I did, or yeah, say a full episode that I did, but unfortunately got corrupted and I could not post it, which I'm very upset about. But Rodney was hitting, and yeah, he's a very interesting character. But a little backstory for Rodney: he's a heavy stoner that likes to climb very tall objects, and when he's very, very high, he acts like a fucking cat for no damn reason.
Oh my god.
So Izaac got first-hand experience with that multiple times, where Rodney would get high somewhere, and then just end up wandering around in Vespucci on the beach. And then first he climbed a very tall, what was it, sculpture in the middle. It was actually right next to the little beach police station.
Rodney, what did I tell you about climbing things? Just because you're high does not give you the excuse to climb things. And you're not a cat.
Yeah.
But I am a cat. No, you're not a cat.
I'm a cat if I feel like I'm a cat.
You could talk, Izaac. We've bloody Karen character.
No, yeah, that's a good one.
Oh yeah.
I can't. I've actually canceled. What is it? One of the 2 cops already. But luckily, because everyone knows who she is and how she is with cops, or at least just people in general.
At this point, anytime.
Luckily, the new probationary got saved because rumor has it that he was going to walk across the street and talk. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the Proby. Yeah, poor Proby.
Ironically, I have no idea why you kind of want to go across the street and talk to me because I wasn't doing anything wrong.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
just
100%.
sitting across the street filming the Street Racer.
Actually,
Oh,
not a street racer. I was just drifting my car. I wasn't racing.
Yeah, oh Super Trooper.
Yeah. But at this point in time, anytime anybody sees a red Mini Cooper, we just avoid it at all costs.
Mini Cooper with the freaking chick inside of it. You already know who's out.
Yep, you might as well just go back home and take a nap at that point.
Ted's a good lad, but yeah, it can be fun. It can be fun, but it can be a nightmare sometimes. It just depends, doesn't it? I guess.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I always like Sibs to do is kind of get with each other and kind of come up with a scenario together, like arguing at least like neighbors or something.
That one neighbor thing that we had going on, and then we end up shooting our neighbor. Remember that, Isaac?
Yeah.
Was Isaac there?
Where was that?
It was in Mirror Park when me and Matthew were RPing as angry neighbors, and then Ted was our other neighbor next door, and that's when me and Ted were talking, and the guy ran over to us with a broken bottle and tried to stab me, and we shot him dead.
Oh, I think I remember that. I was on scene.
It was you, Valdez, and Ruger that was on scene.
Yeah, it's like me and Isaac.
That day.
Yeah, it's like when Debs and I come up with like stupid stuff.
Like with Carl and Carl, one of my characters. And
and your other character, because I remember to give the cops something to do, I called in that my house was getting robbed. But I repeated this. I forgot to close the door, and so I went to go into the house after they cleared it to get the security footage. And there was two Blaine County Sheriff's Office just kind of sitting there. I went to go walk in, and Debs come walking down the street talking to me. So I sat there 15 minutes talking with Debs about just some random stupid stuff in brunch.
Yeah.
And then they're like, you don't want to go in there and get the tape? I'm like, oh, my apologies. I'm like, I'll talk to you later. And meanwhile, this character, she is kind of a character based off a TikTok personality. She is a African American woman who is a very hectic with God. So she would say like God and Lord and like almost every year for a sentence.
Wait, Jemima?
Yeah, Jemima. Yeah, same person works. The same person works at the diner.
Yeah.
Ironically, that's her new job is working at the diner. Her neighbors got concerned because this is like the second. Oh, ironically, this is like the first. Her house kind of got broken into twice. Put that in quotes. The first time was because the Carl thought, which is another character of mine, thought that it was his ex-girlfriend's house, but it was the house next door. So he just went through, didn't find her, and then left, and then went next door.
His 18-year-old girlfriend.
Yes. The one where we got pulled over the one day for going out to dinner.
Oh yeah, that was
The
funny.
reservation, and the cop, ironically, was McKean. It was like, "Are you okay? Like, is he like?" And then you're like, "No."
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Remember that test? I'm like, I'm just trying to take her out for our reservation.
I remember that. 'Cause
Asked
Steve
by the-
McKean fucking grilled me like shit over that.
Yeah, there's what's wrong with an 18? There's nothing. Age is just a number.
Yeah, I
wait a
remember
minute.
McKean grilling me.
Oh, I remember that now. I'm trying to
Yeah.
think what you guys were talking about.
Yeah, we're in the Vinewood Hills. Oh, Debs, remember that one scene? After that we went back to one of the houses in the Vinewood Hills, and we RP'd that we were doing it in one of the houses.
Oh
and
yeah.
we called in that there was a noise complaint.
Yeah.
The officers walked into the room and they got so uncomfortable because it's like I think we interrupted something because we RP'd that there was romantic music and freaking candles going in the bedroom.
Who were the two cops? Who
Oh,
was it?
it was Ruger and Logan.
Oh, Logan, that was it. Yeah, Logan. Oh, that was so funny.
Oh, then you RP'd that you had bruises on your arms and stuff like that, and I just sat on the couch while they talked to you, and they never came over and talked to me.
Yeah.
Then you got all pissed off at Carl, and then kind of left.
Yeah, we need to do some more of that. That was fun.
That was
We had some great fun.
that was pretty funny because the officer's reaction to like walking in and searching the room.
I don't know who was more embarrassed, Ruger or Logan.
And they're like, they didn't have no words. They're like, yeah.
Oh Jesus, that was fun. So yeah, as you can tell, guys, we do serious RP, but we do some fun stuff as well. Like Carl and one of my characters, and a lot of the other characters that are in the server with different people. We have a lot of fun. We do serious RP, but we have a lot of fun, but we know where the borderline is.
We have fun, serious RP.
Yeah, there you go.
And we know where the borderline is as well. There's certain things that we don't do, and we know not to go that far. We know where we cut it off and go, no, this is as far as we can go with it.
I think we can skip the last topic thing. I don't even think I have an answer for that. So
What? Why we started the UK podcast?
Yeah.
I think we.
Oh my god! I haven't even explained what the fuck the name of the podcast was.
Yeah, you need to explain what the UK.
Okay.
means.
Okay, I guess so the UK podcast, which is actually the UNIKORN podcast, but the C is a K instead of a C. Yeah. I just want to be different. But that's basically it. But I can't really give it a valid reason as to why we started. I honestly.
Probably to broaden our recruitment for San Andreas Finest. That's probably the best we can come up with.
Okay.
And I think it's nice as well that if people do see our videos, like and our streams, etc., where they know a little backstory about us, and they know who we are and why we're here and how we all met, and obviously, hopefully, we'll get a few other people in, special guests in, and other members of SAFR who'll probably be able to tell you their stories of how they got into Fivem and into SAFR and stuff like that. I think that was another reason was so people know who we are, not just not just sort of like
units going off in the back here.
yeah. Not just we had an agenda of we'd like to recruit more people into SAFR. Yes, of course we would, but it was also to sort of like just give people a bit of a insight of SAFR and who we are,
behind the scenes,
and scenes and the laughs we have and the fun we have.
Yeah.
Like we say, we are serious RP, but we do have fun, and it's a great place to come. I wouldn't have stopped as long as I had if it wasn't fun.
Yeah.
I'm the sort of person I get bored very easily, but I don't get bored with coming into SFR. But I enjoy it because every day's different. Like Diego said, no RP is the same. It's always something going on. There's always something different going on. Got different characters who do different things. I mean, we've got one guy who he just comes in and he just drives his truck around or drives his cars around and gets stopped for speeding or something like that. But that's what he likes to do. Fine, that's great.
Or like Devin Luca that just likes to drive like a.
Oh, Devin Luca.
As soon as I saw that BMW.
Yeah, I know. Freaking Devin Luca.
I just love to drift with the BMW. That's why Devin Luca has that.
Yeah.
That's his thing.
I'm sure I gave him 500 bloody yesterday, but
ironically, it's over. Ironically, I added up all the times and it went over 510. So.
Oh, you did it.
Yeah. And the max you could jail someone is 500. So.
Oh, for Devin Luca, for yesterday.
Yeah, for yesterday.
Oh my.
Ironically, it would have been more because you had a warrant out for your arrest, so we didn't.
Wait, I had a warrant.
Yeah, you did have a warrant.
Because you or Devin Luca escaped custody, or at least not custody, but just felony evaded Debs and Matt yesterday.
Oh yeah, okay. I thought you were talking about.
That's the one where you swam across the damn lake.
And stole a fucking dirt bike.
Yeah, and stole the dirt bike. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it was the loss of Devin Luca.
Yeah.
Honestly, I haven't had a pursuit like that in a while.
See, that's the thing with my pursuits is whenever I do pursuits, I always like make them interesting because I don't just haul ass up and down the roads. I actually like cutty and dip to try to actually escape to make it as realistic as possible. I'm not sticking with y'all to
did
just keep going. I just keep cutty dipping through all this shit.
Yeah, you did actually because I was chasing you and I think it was either Izaac or Matt and we lost you. We just totally lost you. I was behind you, then next minute you'd gone. Yeah. I'm like, what the hell's he gone now?
See, that's the thing with Sandy Shores. It's kind of like Los Santos, but not on like a scale of Los Santos where you can just dip and dive through like alleyways and stuff. It's like you can just go like, so much further and just go a couple of rights and you're right behind the officer and they don't know where you're at.
Exactly. Yeah. Like when I was in the pursuit with the orange dirt bike, like I was just cutting through the backyards and shit. And the Camaro and the BMW that tried to keep up with me. that was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. But there's also there's the Lost Star as well, Stab City. You can hide in there, and
Ironically enough, a lot of people don't use Stab City as much.
The reason why I don't like. Okay, so my thing with Stab City, I don't like going there because if I go there, it's going to be a shootout. And I don't really like to get in shootouts. If you haven't noticed, I kind of don't care for shootouts. I'd rather just do a chase and like cutty dip through houses and shit. But I'm not the type of person that would get in a shootout. I mean, I have gotten in shootouts, but I just don't care for them as much.
Yeah, but Stab City should be used a bit more because, like I say, you can lose cops in there somewhere. You can always dive and.
All you have to do is drive in there. Once someone just shoot off, or have them shoot off a round, and then all they have to do is shoot off that round, and the next thing you know, locals are shooting at them. You can just go under the water and just swim.
Yeah.
See, one thing about Stab City is if the only way you'd actually get away in Stab City if the cops are smart, they would just block off the front two entrances. If they went in there with a pursuit, they wouldn't.
Oh yeah.
They'd be screwed because there's no way out unless you're scraping your car through the fucking dirt, which would be unrealistic.
Yeah, that's not very good.
I think the one reason why people don't go to Stab City because it seems like it's just an obvious place to go, and it's just one of those places where everyone kind of go. It's just one of those places where you just go, and then it's like you search there, and then you're like automatically back into where you started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So that's why I don't think it gets used enough.
Yeah.
At least for to get away from pursuits, but at least for RP purposes, it's not used enough. For pursuits, it's just rarely used because obviously it's just one of those things like Oh, he went towards Stab. Let's go check Stab real quick. He's
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah,
It's
you
like,
don't look.
it's like going on 68 and you're dipping behind all those buildings and stuff. Like once you lose someone on 68, you just start looking behind all those buildings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah, there's plenty of buildings to dive behind on 68.
Oh, I have a question for Mckean that I didn't ask earlier.
Mm-hmm.
How was that? So how was that reaction to the 18 inches?
Yeah.
What? What?
I don't think Izaac even knows about it.
Oh, yeah. I get that now. Yeah. Do you want to explain to bit?
Joe's reaction was probably the best.
Oh yeah. Okay, so earlier today in RP, I got pulled over as Devin Luca in my BMW for quote unquote reckless driving. You know, definitely didn't almost sideswipe Joe, but they pulled me over. They asked me if I had anything on me. I said no. You know, he patted me down. I wanted something out of the car, which was my phone, and then I also wanted a large, overly sized duffel bag out of the back. They wouldn't allow me to grab it myself, so I was like, okay, just don't search it. And so I was like, well, we're going to have to search it if you want it. And then I didn't even get it in the end, but they searched it and they found 18-inch dildo with a lot of clothes and some KY jelly.
Ironically enough, I was sitting across the street as my Karen character recording, and I had no idea what was going on.
You do now.
Well, now you know.
Yep. I honestly, I knew that Joe wanted to come across the street because he was gonna walk over here. And then
he said it like 3 times. He's like, I'm gonna go over there and see what's going on. I'm like, I don't think you want to do that.
First off, my character already bitched at him for coming over here causing a stir because she is allowed to record. She is across the street recording, causing no problem. She's just recording the street racer. Put that in quotes. Or the street racer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, mind your own business. And the cops will come over there and ask her and get her wall up.
But yeah, Super Trooper was going to come over and talk to you, but unfortunately, Mckean persuaded him not to.
Because Mckean knows how that's gonna go. It's gonna go to him just getting fucked with.
Yeah.
Because that's all that character is. All you have to do is just complain about any stupid thing, and you just argue with the cops about how you didn't do this and stuff like that. I was on a traffic stop. I got pulled over in Mirror Park as that character, and the guy was on a bike, like a police bike. It wasn't even a police bike, it's just a bicycle, and he was in a cop uniform. Wow. And I was like, well, first off, I'm like, sir, you're on a bike. You don't have no lights on, you don't have no sirens on. How am I supposed to know that you're a police officer? And I was like, second of all, what if I were to hit the brakes for an emergency and you're behind me, and the next thing you know, you slap into my freaking rear end, and then you're freaking, injured. Like, I don't want that on my conscience. Luckily, I called a supervisor because I told him, like, beg your supervisor on the phone right now or keep him on speed dial. Ironically, I called a supervisor, and luckily the supervisor's like, what the hell are you doing, officer? And then I got free, so. Yeah, well, see, the thing is that for cops, it's like, her style with police is that if you have a valid reason, like earlier today, she kind of slow rolled through a stop sign, but people do that all the time. Like, even like the officers, if they're doing something stupid or if they're in a hurry, like they'll slow roll. So that's like her point was like, okay, so it's okay for you guys to do it, but it's okay for not us to do it.
Yeah.
And then ironically enough, the deputy called her an idiot, and then he asked for registration and all the papers, and I'm like, I can't do it because I'm an idiot. I don't know how to hand you papers, and he kind of backfired.
Yeah, I heard that.
Wait, was that from a special person that we all know?
No, well, the bike was not that.
Oh,
the bike person was that person.
Okay. Yeah.
He also got canceled by Ron Burgundy too.
Wait, so who called you an idiot? An officer?
Well, it was Ruger.
Oh, okay. Oh my God, Ruger's
but it was kind of his own fault because he called me an idiot. So I'm like, yeah, I can't hand you the papers because I'm an idiot. And he kept asking for them. I'm like, you call me an idiot? I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I heard that.
He canceled the same person, different day. because they wrote a story that the officer didn't like. Then, as soon as they left the fire station, got pulled over in front of the bank in Toledo. Wrote a bogus ticket, and then went through the whole court system. Ron Burgundy only said two things: why he wants this in court, and then his closing statements. Because the officer dug himself a hole and almost got arrested for contempt of court 3 times.
Yep.
And also told the firefighter as a witness to go F off as well, which is not a very good look for him.
Nope.
Oh,
So
that's not clever. That's not
ironically got out of a ticket because ironically it was a stupid ticket in the first place. It's like
someone's playing the piano. Is what it sounded like a minute ago.
Not me. I can't play the piano anymore.
I don't have any kind of instruments or nothing.
I don't either. I'm not sure what you just heard.
Yeah.
Were you
I think
smacking a water bottle? What was
You're
this?
hearing things again, Diego.
I am hearing a lot of things. So
Yeah.
thank you guys for coming out, watching the podcast.
Make sure you subscribe and like the video for more, and leave comments down below on what you think we should talk about next.
Anybody else?
No, just
Leave comments down below on what we should talk about next week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
yeah, definitely.
Like, subscribe, comment. Other than that, peace, deuces, goodbye.
Now
Bye.
I'm gonna go out there and find a Ghostbusters view.
Yeah, in the future.